you waiting for your race to start, it actually starts to play the demo. And I've been caught off guard more than once, as I'm sure both of these guys. But here we go. Game one. This is a best of 3, so we'll be seeing at least 2 races tonight. Not a whole lot to say about the intro here. Just a lot of mashing, right? As you guys have all probably seen before. A lot of mashing, a little bit of like lag mitigation stuff, which is another recurring theme throughout this game. Looks like Tiki's going for all the tacos strat, very nice. Kills all those road crushers before they can break any part of the road, which can generate some lag with the charged particles and all your lemons and everything going on at once. Looks like both runners got machine gun bees. Tiki's getting a second one. Still doing the one bonk strats. ThaiVega gets a passive from the second. That's there's quite a bit of randomness in this intro. Through the bees patterns, there's a ship at the end that you might have to wait on, as well as the vial fight. But both runners make it through the bees harmlessly. And are into the next section. Health is kind of a big deal here, health management. You want to be at 3 or less when you get to the vial fight, as it's an unwinnable fight, essentially a cutscene fight. And what triggers Vial to shoot his trapping shots to advance the cutscene is being at 3 or less health. So Tiki's utilizing a technique called task cars, riding on cars, walks across them to get a little extra speed, while also using them to bring his health down to the sub 3 range. Tiki gets a good ship as well, so looking good. ThaiVega also gets a very nice ship. Let's see what Vial has in store.
Yeah, pretty typical.
Yeah,
one little spark.
Yeah, pretty standard patterns for both runners. So, and here comes Zero, our hero, to save the day.
The only time difference I could see was mashing, just put him a slight little bit ahead.
Yeah, Tiki did get task cars as well, which is, I think, maybe a second, maybe a little less of time saved from walking across the car. As they also travel to the right, you sort of get double speed out of it, with the added bonus of easy health reduction if you get out of the bees with a lot of health. But that's not an option. ThaiVega didn't get the bee pattern to be able to do that. He was too low already.
Time for some slopes. Not the only real important movement tech of this little intro part of.
Yeah, Penguin. We do Penguin first for obvious reasons, I think. If you've never played this game before, the dash boots are here, and that's what's really going to sort of change the way this game goes. It picks up the pace quite a bit, and you'll see a lot of the high-speed, fluid movement that the rest of the Mega Man X games are known for. But one little thing we can take advantage of here is the fact that X walks faster while walking down a slope and can jump higher. As you see on ThaiVega's side and Tiki before, you can't make that jump without utilizing one of those slope jumps. So it allows us to get to these boots a little faster. And after the boots, we don't really care about slope jumps, because obviously dash speed is much faster than slope speed. So.
Coming up, let's see if either of the runners want to go for him. Monk's on the little way outside of the cave. Kick the pillar over to the mech.
Yeah, it's the hopefully one instance of mech you'll see in this run. There are mechs in other stages, but they take so long to get into, they're not worth utilizing. Pretty close here up to this door. Penguin is another big source of randomness in this run. He has a couple different moves he can do, one of them being his slide, which we don't want to see if Tiki gets one right away. ThaiVega gets the good ice breath pattern. Penguin is totally invulnerable during a slide. So the more slides, the more time you're going to lose over the course of this fight. Penguin's also a very complicated fight. There's a lot going on here, especially to like the untrained eye, you're not going to notice. But It's also very dangerous in the sense that Penguin does a lot of damage. We don't have very much health. And he's kind of unpredictable.
Yeah, it never really feels like you're getting him into a pattern. Despite almost 90% of the time.
Yeah, but we got, what, less than 2 seconds of separation here coming out of Penguin, so we're in for a good set of races here, I think. Up next, Boomer Kawanger. The main purpose for doing Boomer Kawanger next, I guess, is just to get his boomerang. Even though in any percent his boomerang isn't nearly as useful as 100%. But it's going to allow us to sort of progress through the Mavericks without having to strictly follow weakness order, which would be Mandrill, which is very, very hard to do with only ice. Kawanger is one of those stages. It's a little bit different than the rest of the other stages. Most of the other stages are horizontal for the most part, whereas Kawanger is almost strictly vertical. Let me get to our one elevator here. Every game's got to have an elevator sequence, doesn't it?
Yeah, most exciting part of the run right here.
Yeah, fortunately, this is the only auto scroller. And no, ThaiVega takes a death on the spike wall. Oh man, that's just
costly.
For the checkpoint too. That's going to cost a big time. I know what he was trying to do there. There's this technique where if you get close to the spike wall and try to wall kick off of it, you get the hit stun, the knockback, and the invincibility frames without any of the damage. Well, ThaiVega just got a little too close and actually took the damage and a death, and is going to fall behind.
Yeah, it's definitely a bad spot to die for more than just the reason of time, because you could be doing anything on that elevator, messing with the spikes. So it feels like a dumb death, and it's pretty costly.
Yeah, and the checkpoint is right at the top of this elevator, so it's pretty big. But here we got Tiki facing off with Boomer Kawanger, utilizing what we call the Kawanger Tango. Oh, it looks like he lost it though. Ideally,
here.
Yeah, ideally, you could sort of stun lock Kawanger. You get real close, and he'll try to grab you with his horns. And you can jump out of them and hit him, and then he'll just try to do it again. You can do that over and over again until he gets to about half health, and he'll has the potential to start teleporting. He could continue the tango for the duration of the fight, but once he starts teleporting, it's stand in the middle of the stage, turn left and right, and shoot him until he's dead. Because he'll never teleport on top of X as long as he's not moving or against one of the walls. Let's see if ThaiVega can pull off a good tango here. I imagine he will.
Oh yeah, almost a full tango.
Yeah, almost the full set. That was very nice. Next, now that we got the boomerang, we can move on to Sting Chameleon, who's weak to the cutter. Tiki making his way through the cave. Oh, takes a nasty rock, knocks him down into the pit. Those rocks are totally random. There's the big rock guys that fall. They always fall in the same place, but the smaller rocks, the one that knocked Tiki in the face, those are random. And there's some things you can do to try to avoid them, but almost always you're going to get hit by at least one trying to get through that cave.
Yeah, unless you have like perfect luck, you kind of have to rely on your quick reflexes to see if one's going to fly right in front of you, try to lemon it, or you know, if it's not quite right in front of you, maybe stall for, you know, a split second. But yeah, it can be kind of tough to maneuver this cave cleanly.
Yeah, and Tiki's already made his way through the swamp and into one of the tougher bosses in the X series, Sting Chameleon. You walk back and forth, shoot boomerangs, and he goes down. It's pretty tough. The swamp, though, as ThaiVega enters it here, is a pretty cool section. I know a lot of people kind of like it because you can sort of do whatever you want. Most everything dies to one hit, 2 hits at most for these mech guys, and you can use a variety of strats to kind of make your way through there however you want. It's one of the more sort of freewheeling type sections if you want to. Okay,
All right, Tiki on the Eagle.
yeah, Eagle, another one of our bird friends. This stage has got some pretty cool movement. I wonder how much of it Tiki's going to go for. It looks like he's going to go for the Lag City climb, which is cool. Oh, and he just misses it. This is a cool technique.
The platform a little too early.
Yeah, he hit his head on the platform that he kicked on. Now he's just kind of going back and forth. Gets grabbed by the coat hanger. Not what he was looking to do, and he missed the ice swap. He wants to hit these blue guys with ice shots to take him down. He's not going to have the timing here to do death kick. I don't think he was going to do it anyways. These platforms can be pretty tricky, especially for newer runners. Those flamethrower guys have sort of set spawn. I mean, they can spawn on any platform, but as long as you do the same thing every time, they'll be in the same place every time, and they're easy to manage. But if things go off the rails a little bit, it's easy to take a hit and fall in the pit and die.
Yep.
I guess we could mention safeties here. I don't think Tiki will be grabbing anything. Oh, he did try to talk me into grabbing the Dillo Heart, so he might grab that one. It loses almost no time. Now, see, ThaiVega gets a little off script here. You notice how he doesn't kill that flamethrower, though, because as long as there's a flamethrower on screen, the next few platforms are not going to have flamethrowers on them. So you see in like a casual playthrough where they'll take down every flamethrower they come across, and every single platform will have another flamethrower on it. We just leave them alive and move on with our day.
Yeah, on that note of getting safety hearts, Dillo Heart definitely doesn't lose any time, but like the benefit of it, I was wondering in my first race, like how much it really helps though.
Yeah,
I'm really sure.
I think for like Sigma 4, maybe not so much because everything does so much damage. Maybe 2 hearts would give you a bit more safety, but Tiki brought up a good point in that in the Vile fight, it's 2 body bonks and you're dead, and the 1 extra heart gives you just enough to survive 1 more hit. So it does have its uses.
I feel like it's worth it.
Vega takes down Eagle. Pretty good. I didn't catch how many dives either runner got. Should have mentioned it, but Tiki onto Thunder Slimer here. He's a mid boss. He's giving Tiki the business. What you want to see is him come down so you can spam either boomerangs or C-Sting into him. If he hangs out up top, that's not as viable. It's just sort of spamming tornadoes in his face. ThaiVega gonna use some tornado strats. The tornado is such a powerful weapon. Once we get it from Eagle, it's going to get a lot of use here from ThaiVega in this section. I mean, through this whole stage, it's very useful. It takes down a lot of enemies. It lingers on screen and sort of, mows everything down. Just takes it out. Let's see what kind of pattern Thunder Slimer gives ThaiVega. So he's just going for the straight tornadoes right away, and he comes down, but he's bouncing a bit. And ThaiVega gets to spam some boomerangs. He should fall any second. Yeah, there he goes.
Thunder Slimer just barely bopped him on the head before.
Yeah. Tiki taken down, making pretty quick work of a Spark Mandrill here. Spark Mandrill's an interesting boss in that totally stun lockable in a casual sense, but his invulnerability frames actually wear off before he breaks free from his ice prison. And you can hit him while he's still frozen. That gives him the chance to do sort of 1 more action in between before you can freeze him again. But with some experience, you can predict or react to anything he's going to do. So it's much faster than the sheer stun lock strat. Armored Armadillo is a cool stage. It's pretty fun to do, unless you're doing hundo and you got to do it 400 times. But in any percent, we only got to come here once, and it's pretty fast paced, right? You're riding on these carts. Some cool short movement sections in between, but you're like constantly moving at high speed. And everything sort of falls to 1 or 2 lemons, and you can kind of just flow through here pretty good. Almost feels like card is my skateboard or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like this stage of all of them is definitely the most easygoing.
And there's Tiki grabbing the first safety we've seen in this run. Kind of surprised.
And backwards kick.
Yeah, that was kind of sketchy. And you notice ThaiVega taking a little bit different route, opting for Mammoth 5th, I guess this is, right? 4th, 6th? I don't know. Mammoth early. A lot of runners will do Mammoth last because he's really straightforward, simple stage with no RNG, and so for like PB grinding, it makes more sense to get the bad stuff out of the way early to save real time in between runs.
Like, it's also one of the more easygoing stages, so it kind of primes you for Sig 1 a little bit.
Yeah, it gives you a little break almost before you get into the real tough stuff at the end of the run. I didn't notice what kind of pattern Tiki got. It looks like he got some extra rolls at the end, with Dillo being finished in the center. This is another thing we talked about. When finishing bosses in this game, you want to get X as close to the center as possible, because after the boss explosion finishes, X walks to the center before the fanfare triggers. So the closer you are, the less time is spent, you know, during that walk sequence. This is something sort of small, but obviously still important. ThaiVega makes short work of Flame Mammoth. Pretty simple boss. He doesn't have a whole lot of damaging or dangerous attacks.
I see Tiki going for the... Isn't it the Mammoth of the Octo Water?
Man, I forgot about that. Oh, man. Yeah, that turtle's no fun. I just jump over him now. But, yeah, Octopus is one of the, I guess, longer stages of the run. Ooh, he gets the light pattern and just sort of tanks it. The light's really laggy, so you got to slow down your C-Sting shots a lot. A lot of runners would opt to shoot it and take it out. But Tiki's got some 2012 strats, he says. So
yeah, that's what's up.
Oh, here goes ThaiVega goes for the Phantom grab in Dillo, but doesn't get the drops to do it. So Tiki onto Octopus. This is one of the more dangerous fights if you're going true low percent, or even as Tiki is with one safety heart. Tiki's got a really good amount of health here, so it shouldn't be a problem. But the stage is so full of mid bosses and stuff that can do a lot of damage and some unavoidable stuff that you can actually come here with quite a bit lower health, and it's kind of chaotic. You got missiles, homing fish, Octo jumping around. But Tiki gets a very clean fight. I didn't even notice a single swirly laundry cycle.
Yeah, no swirlies. I think he took a couple missile hits maybe. But yeah, I agree. It's also like really fun too, because like a super high stakes fight for sure.
Tiki with a missed stage select here. Luckily it was to a stage he's already completed. Well, I guess that was either all of them or the right one. So you can use the escape unit. It's about a 10-second loss. Give Vega a chance to catch up a little bit. But Tiki now going to Flame Mammoth, his last boss. Not far behind. Vega's going to be entering Octo stage, but Octo is a longer stage. So Tiki likely going to have the advantage going into the fortress. Tiki runs right into that miner.
Yeah, for the little miner section, I guess there's only like and strats that I've seen, and that's really just Buster and C-Sting.
Yeah, the idea with the Buster is that you don't have to worry about ammo drops, whereas with C-Sting, if those miners drop ammo, the game sort of, you know, freezes while it refills your ammo. And so a lot of the highest level runners will opt for the Buster strats there. Meanwhile, ThaiVega takes down the first of 2 submarines. Those guys are kind of annoying. The second one's much more dangerous. He's got these spike pits. ThaiVega goes for the spark strats. That must be just some hundo stuff, because you've got C-Sting. C-Sting and Rolling Shield do 3 damage, I believe, to subs, while the spark only does 2. But in 100% we use the spark because we don't have Cease Sting, and anyways, it doesn't matter. Tiki takes down Mammoth, no problem. ThaiVega gets the quick kill on the Utaburros and is into the Octo door with a nice amount of health, so he should be in good shape here. Octo giving Vega a little bit of the business here, doing his laundry in the middle of the fight. Octo's invulnerable while he's doing that energy drain attack. There is the option to jump into it and then mash your way out to sort of cut it short. Oh, and Tiki falls to the leap of faith. Yeah, just missed it. That's a pretty tight window to make it over there. But that's going to bring ThaiVega right into this race. He does still have the 0 cutscene, but will be right behind Tiki. And he's not going to get the leap this time either. He's just going to have to wait. Got that unfortunate wall kick. These platforms are notorious for sort of eating your dash input. It can be quite frustrating if you're not sure what is happening or you know why. But as long as you never let go right, you shouldn't have any problems.
It's like Tiki came into that final little section before the door with more health than he wanted, so he kind of just the usual tornado strat and with a couple bonks and one more bonk at the end because we got Vile here one more time.
Yeah, same thing here, except for in the intro where it's 3 or less health to trigger the trapping shot. Here we only need to get down to 6 or less. Also, there's this technique we call the Vile skip. You'll see Vega executing it now. He kicks the inside of the ladder well and then climbs the left wall, jumps all the way across to get to the door without touching the ground. And if you don't touch the ground, you don't trigger the cutscene that's supposed to play in that room. And you notice the text box is on screen now as he makes his way into the Vile fight. That's sort of 2 cutscenes playing at once. The fight commences while they do all their talking, and you get 0 jumping on the back of Vile much more quickly. Takes quite a bit of time. And while Tiki making short work of Vile. Vile's a very cool fight. It's got those short iframes, so you can sort of pump a lot of damage out very quickly. He also does a lot of damage, so you gotta be careful, but you gotta take some risks if you want to go fast, you know?
Let's see how Ty's gonna do. Couple jumps. Just when he's off screen too.
Yeah, not a bad fight.
Pretty quick fight.
Yeah, he didn't take any damage, which is good, and didn't look like he missed any shots. If you miss a shot and it rolls all the way across the screen, you gotta wait forever to shoot another one. It's pretty frustrating. Tiki going for the old tango strats again. Misses his dance again. Must be a little bit of ring rush showing here. But with homing torpedo, it's pretty easy to make short work of Kwanger. Well, ThaiVega making it up this vertical section. Cease Sting now. Oh, I guess when 0 goes down, he hands us over his Buster upgrade, and that allows an extra charge for your standard Buster shot, and allows us to charge all 8 of our Maverick weapons up to an upgraded version. Just so happens that Cease Sting allows us to just pass through enemies unharmed, which is very handy in a speed run. Oh, Spider's giving Tiki a bit of trouble here with all these baby patterns. Man, they just keep coming. Bow Spider's a boss that she'll spawn at one of the 4 vertical lines at the top, decide whether or not to throw babies again. Oh my gosh. And then as she comes down, she'll cross every green line she comes to. So with practice, and I know Tiki told me he used to use flashcards for this, but with practice, you can read exactly where Bow Spider is going to end up and how she's going to get there. So you can find yourself a safe place to hit her from.
Yeah, reading those patterns fast is key to this fight for sure.
Yeah, and another thing is that like as her health gets lower, her speed picks up, so you have less and less time to read the pattern. And if there are babies floating around all over the place, it can be quite frustrating and frantic trying to read those patterns while also not running into the babies. ThaiVega with a little misread there. Tiki, meanwhile, on to Sigma 2. The bird refight stage. Oh, and ThaiVega takes the...
Oh, no.
Oh, man. So many babies
Spoder.
in this race. I don't know how many between the two of them. How many sets of those baby spiders we got, but it was a lot. But Tiki doing the penguin refight here. Again, we don't want to see any slides. Looks like he got, what, 2 so far? He's getting a pretty good... Man, that was a nice penguin. Penguin can be much more trolly than that. And the disparity between like a really good penguin and a mediocre or bad penguin is huge in the refight because you have Fire Wave and you're able to take him down so much faster. But feels like he just opts to slide a lot more. It's probably just like confirmation bias or whatever. But it's like ThaiVega is going to run out of ice in this refight though. He's going to have to pull out some of Darren's Buster only strats.
Yeah.
And
Off, you do have time to charge, but and
Tiki fighting the second of our Jerk Bird bosses in Sigma 2. Sigma 2 is like the big RNG segment, like the really big run killer for high level runs. It's got both of the dumb bird refights as well as Rang to Bangda. ThaiVega makes it through both spider, so on to Sigma 2 for ThaiVega as Tiki gets the final boss of Sigma 2.
really nice climb up to it as well, both gaps.
Tiki getting a really nice pattern here. You got the blue eye, 1 cycle, and it looks like he's going to get the red eye down. No, the walls are going to close. You go for the 1 cycle on the nose here, and 1 more shot on the left eye. Oh, and he dies to the spikes! Oh no! Okay, it's not a game over. But he is going to be a little low on C-Sting here.
All that, did he just accidentally shoot right? What happened?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened there. He only had 1 hit left to go. He maybe missed with the dash kick, didn't quite get it, tried to get back to the wall. And now he misses the 1 cycle on the nose. It's going to be rough. He's going to have to resort to Buster here pretty soon. The C-Sting is unique in that you have a lot more ammo than it looks like. It's not an exact one grain of green rice to 1 C-Sting shot. But Tiki makes pretty good work with the Buster there. As ThaiVega makes his way up to Jerk Bird number 2.
Rolling shield strat, maybe just to pick up a couple health pellets on the way.
See if he gets any dives. Meanwhile, Tiki right away is going to execute what we call the Dillo skip. It skips the Armadillo refight here by using a sled to zip us past the trigger for the camera lock. And you notice the black bar on the bottom of the screen. Dillo's spawn trigger is the camera being in position, so if you could bypass that and dash through the room, you can just leave immediately without having to fight him. But if you jump in the room, that'll pan the camera up and it'll actually spawn Armadillo. As you may have saw in Lost versus Akiteru.
He doesn't look too great.
Yeah, his sprite is all messed up when you do that. The Tiki taking down the Chameleon refight. ThaiVega gets a really nasty pattern. 1 single green eye. Is he gonna go for the no? He's gonna leave the nose alive. This is a safe play here. With both eyes having a lot of health left, it's pretty tough to fight them in the confined space of these closed walls with the spike pit below you and not very much health. But he gets some damage on the left eye. The walls close immediately again, and he just decides to go for it. Takes him down pretty quick. Mandrill refight for Tiki goes smoothly. Up next, we got 1 more round with Octopus.
Yeah, coming out of Mandrill with full health is always a good feeling too, because you know you can at least maybe buffer a couple hits on Octo and still be good for the rest of the stage.
Yeah, there's the option to pick up that health in front of the door. I did that in one of my races, just for that little added safety. Just because Octo is so chaotic, but Tiki doesn't have to worry about it with full health. ThaiVega gets his skip. Octo does some laundry.
Got one little fish on screen, just determined to get him.
The little fish that could, dude. Tiki's coming out of here with just over half his health left. I don't know. He might take the top off here. It's a little slower, but it's gonna give him the security he likes going into Mammoth and D-Rex, and he does just that. Mammoth, not so much, but D-Rex can be pretty risky, pretty painful. Tiki's gonna go in there with full health. ThaiVega taking on Spark Mandrill. No problems there.
Yeah, D-Rex fight is also a pretty fun one. It's to optimize just because the boomerangs, their properties are kind of interesting, where if you're jumping up as you throw it, it'll go up, and then go down too, it'll start going down. So D-Rex damage during the whole fight can be kind of tricky, getting the boomerangs to land exactly where you want.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to time just right. Oh, looks like Octo's got more laundry. Oh, jeez. Poor ThaiVega. Yeah, he gets him down. A little less than half health. I imagine Vega will top off as well. I think, did Vega grab any safeties at all? Looking side by side, looks like he's got 2 less health than me. I would expect if anybody was going to get safeties in this race, it was ThaiVega, but he's pulling out of the stops. He knows he's got, a tough opponent, so he's going hard. Let's see. Tiki's into the final stage here, taking a bit of damage from the dog. He's going to be going in with low enough health that any hit from, I think, either Jedi or the final form is going to take him down. So he's got to be very careful here. He gets the wrong way Jedi pattern right away too. That's kind of frustrating, but he should be lining back up. The Jedi's pretty easy fight with a bunch of experience. You get a good feel for the rhythm and the timing, and it should be almost the same every time. Well, ThaiVega taking down D-Rex. Looks like he's going to get him no problem.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you got 3 of the energy balls, too. It's always a good thing to see.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. They're dangerous and kind of hard to dodge sometimes, but if you can dash right underneath them pretty easily, and it makes D-Rex way predictable because his face is just sitting there. But this is it right here. If Tiki takes a death here, ThaiVega will have the lead because Tiki will have to do all these refights, or all these 3 fights again. Ooh, that right claw comes across, shoves him into the corner, but he had a little safe space over there. Here comes another one. Ooh, man. One more shot, and that's all she wrote. GG. 33-52 for Tiki. ThaiVega. It's close, but no cigar. I think he's got a chance next time, though. But he's gonna finish. He's gonna fight the dog here. The dog is another one of those cool fights, like Vile, where he has very short iframes. And so, the primary idea here is that you sort of want to be between the dog and the wall, so that your ice particles, the ricochet, go off screen much faster if you're closer to the wall, and so is the dog. So you can pump those shots into him over and over again more quickly, because it does have those short invulnerability frames. ThaiVega makes it out of the dog with full health, though, so he's in a pretty good spot here. As long as he can make it out of the Jedi fight without taking any damage. He will be able to take one hit in the Big Sig fight and not perish. And he does just that.
Got it. All right, let's see what kind of pattern he gets here.
Yeah, what we don't want to see in this final fight, and what makes it so dangerous, is that right claw can come all the way across and sort of block you, while the left claw does lightning, and you're sort of trapped. You want, oh, and he jumps right in the claw. He gets the double, triple troll, third lightning already,
4, 5, 6.
It just keeps coming. Oh my gosh, this is chaos. But he's surviving. He's making it work. He's sort of reined it in. He's got it under control again. Just no mistakes from here. GG, ThaiVega. Very nice.
That claw didn't even make one circle and it already done like 6 lightning.
Yeah, that was really bad. But ThaiVega pulls off a pretty amazing fight, if you ask me, through the power of K-pop. Very nice race, guys. That was a lot of fun. This is a best of 3, so we got at least one more match to go. If Tiki wins, he will be going 1-0, I think, in the group. This is Tiki's first race. ThaiVega, I believe, has already got 1 win under his belt. So if he wins this race, we'll be going to round 3. Tiki wins, ThaiVega will go 1-1, and Tiki will be 1-0 in the group. I don't know. I thought that was a really good race. What did you think, Darren? I had fun.
Fun. Some interesting stuff going on there.
Yeah, ThaiVega wasn't kidding when he said he was going to pull out all the stops for this matchup. I don't know if I've ever seen ThaiVega go full low percent like he did.
Forget, where was the death at? Is it, oh, it was Coanger, that's right. I mean, would have been very, very close.
Oh, yeah, that elevator death. I'd already forgotten about it.
Also curious to see, because I don't know how much practice Tiki's been doing, but if this match kind of warmed him up and maybe he'll just try his best to sweep it away. I'm not sure. Or maybe now that Ty's warmed up as well, it'll be even closer.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he knocked off some of that rust and can maybe pick up the pace a little bit. As Tiki says in chat, there's first around 2 months. So, yeah, a little bit of ring rust, but I think, still executed very well. And yes, we do have at least one more race between these 2 racers coming up. This is a best of 3. Tiki's won the first one, and needs to win one more to win the match. Whereas if ThaiVega wins, we'll be getting a third race. So more action still to come. Still trying to get the second race set up in SRL. So bear with us when we work through this. I guess we could maybe take a look while we wait at what's coming up in this Mega Man X tournament. As far as scheduled races go, I believe this is the last race of the night. But coming up tomorrow, it looks like we've got at least 3 races scheduled. We've got Doy's, brand new Uncle Doy's, facing off against Air Nathan 119. That's at 3 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Follow that with Sven Craig versus Ultra Uberness. Slated right now for 5:30, but I just saw on the Discord that they may be rescheduling for half hour to an hour later. And then we've also got Terra CHL versus Butterfinger 1084 at 11 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So some more action coming your way. This is it for tonight. Once these guys wrap this up.
Like Tiki on the right side, doing a little bit of last minute practice, figuring out what these weapons actually do.
Yeah,
I'm gonna test
it's been
run.
so long that he forgot in his old age. The interesting thing about this demo is that it shows off all 8 weapons and all their charged variants except for charged boomerang cutter. And it also shows off how to use sub tanks, and I think the escape unit even. But it looks like the race bot shenanigans have been sorted, and this race will be getting started very shortly. So yeah, we got ThaiVega doing the menu dance.
All right, there they go.
Yeah, we're off. And again, same old story here in the intro. Try to avoid damage until we get to the bees where we intentionally take damage, and try not to hurt yourself by mashing too hard. Just look to see what kind of patterns these bees give our runners. Tiki gets the machine gun, so does ThaiVega, so neither have to worry about the dreaded double passive bee.
Yeah, Tiki goes for the one bonk
I don't think
too.
it matters. Yeah, the one bonk, so Tiki doesn't care what pattern he gets. Missiles are bad for one bonks, but it's like both players are going to have enough health to go for task cars. It's a little risky, so no, Tiki did it last race, so see if ThaiVega does it as well.
And it's definitely much more important just because of his health situation being a few more pellets up before the ship is definitely important.
Yeah, there's some safe strats where you just bring one car along and sort of take some damage while minimizing time loss. But it looks like both going for task cars, both get the good bullet, so that's it's nice.
Good late easy bullet.
Yeah, Tiki takes one final bonk and we're both down to 2 HP. Both seem pretty similar ships, I think. And then Tiki gets the backwards vial, but ends up with pretty much the same pattern.
Yeah, late 58, 59, and then I think a late 59 too for Thai.
Yeah, both anything under sub 2 minutes in the intro is good. And we time the intro. Most people time the intro by the grab from vial, so sub 2 minute grab by vials is good. And again, Penguin first, as always. They get those boots. Should we talk a little bit more about this slope stuff we mentioned earlier? Not only does X walk faster while walking down a slope, but if you jump, as you notice Tiki doing at the bottom of some of these slopes, it may seem like, oh, why are you jumping there? Well, it's because you can maintain that slope speed throughout the duration of a jump by jumping while walking down a slope. So you might also see, I didn't notice the last run, but you might see some turnaround ones where they actually turn around and then jump and then turn back to the right. And that, yeah, see Tiki's doing them there. And that can save a few frames for each one you do. depending on how quickly you actually can turn around.
Yeah. All of them, though. Coming up on this section right after the boots. Really missed no stop last time, and a little bit of trouble there.
Yeah, looks like they both missed it again. There's kind of a cool strat for that hallway where you can take down the birds and the jammingers, the purple flying guys, at the same time with simultaneous shots. It's pretty tough, and the timing is pretty tight. Tiki goes for the intentional block strat. I know he does that here in the snowball section. Still gets hung up a little bit. I think it's that big health just to slow him down just a little bit right before the door. But that could be welcome coming into this penguin fight, as it can be pretty sketchy sometimes. Again, we don't want to see slides, right? Penguin sliding all over the place on Tiki's side a bit.
Yeah.
Still taking him down pretty quickly. And it looks like we're going to be... Was that less than a second apart here? Looked pretty dang close.
But yeah, like you had said on the first one, it's just really complex in a speed run. Idea of Penguin's moves, and then after a slide, he might be placed in a weird spot, and for whether or not you want to get a dash lemon or third hit, you know, a three hit shot. Be really interesting, and a lot of it feels super improvised. So they both had varying fights, and then it just somehow clicked together right at the last second.
Yeah. Yeah, the penguin fight is kind of a pain, but looks like Tiki struggled to climb a little bit, and Vega's able to overtake him here for the time being. See how long that lasts, but the sync is pretty close right now. Both players getting the sweet turtle skip and on the elevator. And this is
hitting the elevator less than a half second apart.
Yeah, this is tight. Hopefully Vega doesn't make the same mistake again. Tiki opting for the dodge the jammingers strat. Cost himself a little bit of time there.
Looks like ThaiVega's taking it easy.
Yeah. Yeah, this is tight.
Gap too, almost completely synced it up. Oh, but then that little section right there.
Oh, and Tiki misses the ladder gator kill. The Kwanger is a stag beetle. FYI. Holy crap, dude, look at this door. What a sink. Oh man. Okay, hopefully we can get some synchronized tango here. This would be pretty fun. Oh, ThaiVega misses the dance. Oh, Tiki beefs it too. So we're going seat of our pants. Ooh, ThaiVega's got pretty low health. He's gonna have to watch out. He's in the teleport phase now, so if you just get to the center. Okay, he's safe here. Oh, mostly. But yeah, Vega's gonna lose a bit of time here in the Kwanger fight. Not something you expect to see a huge difference in. But when things go off the rails, they really go off the rails in Kwanger. It becomes a really dangerous fight. Like casually, and you'll see this throughout the tournament with some of the newer runners, this fight can be really, really dangerous. So here we go, moving into Sting Chameleon. One of the more mellow chill stages.
Come back, let's see what this cave has to say.
Yeah. Nice little rock snipe there from Tiki. Another one. Just throwing lemons all over the place. No bonks. Very nice K from Tiki.
Like we're getting the opposite here.
Yeah, ThaiVega getting bagged around a little bit. Tiki grabbed that extra life too. Oh, he's got a mech on his tail. Oh, yeah, outran him. So Tiki extending his lead a little bit here through Cave RNG and just slightly better, I think. A little cleaner execution overall. Not a whole lot to say about this fight. Just, you know, back and forth, boomerang, boomerang, boomerang. You know, as always, you sort of want to just time him so that they hit him as soon as he runs out of iframes. You can get a little risky if you want to try to time him too tight, but no problems for either runner here.
Yeah. It's the one fight in this game that the casual strat is the speed strat, basically.
Yeah, that's interesting. There's one thing we didn't mention before, and it's a big part of the routing, I think, for this category. Some stages change depending on who has been defeated already, right? Like Flame Mammoth stage doesn't look very fiery, does it? Well, that's because we defeated Chill Penguin. And that same thing applies to Spark Mandrill stage. Since we're doing Eagle before Spark Mandrill, it actually sort of nerfs the mini boss, Thunder Slimer, as well as makes the stage a lot easier. It does shut out the lights though, but if you turn up your brightness, it's a non-issue. Very nice platform section by both runners.
It looked like ThaiVega just kind of opted out of the ice strat, which can be kind of tricky. Not sure if we mentioned, but the ice has some weird stuff going on too. When it's shot off screen, it just gets on screen. All of the shards from it will put it inside of the enemy, getting all that damage in there, just the same as if you were to shoot an enemy point blank with the ice as well.
Yeah, the ice is actually a very powerful weapon in the speedrun. Simply by getting really close to an enemy or, you know, having them spawn on top of you, you dish out a lot of damage very quickly.
Threat coming into the Eagle fight, so even though Ty took those bonks, he's gets through Eagle pretty easy.
Yeah, look like pretty friendly Eagles. I didn't see a single dive on Vega's side, and I only saw one for Tiki. Is this where our rod diverges? No, we're both going to do Mandrill here. You see this ice shot principle in action here, though, on Tiki's side. You shoot one, blue guy spawns on top of it, you put the second one inside of him from in his face, and he goes down to just 2 ice shots. And then again, some more with these ostriches. ThaiVega opting for the slightly slower but much easier tornado stretch, which it looks like Tiki maybe should have too, because he took a pounding in that hallway. But Tiki gets the perfect Thunder Slimer pattern here. He comes straight to the ground and doesn't bounce around.
There's a couple more. Oh, goes for Tornado too, yeah.
ThaiVega gets a pretty good pattern as well. Spams his boomerangs a little quickly. Thunder Slimer does have invulnerability frames.
Frames or something?
Yeah, they're pretty short. I don't know the number. I don't want to say something and be wrong, but I want to say it's less than 10. It might be 10. Mandrill was always one of the stages. Oh man, oh, he was totally gone. I couldn't even see him. What a heart attack there. Jeez. What was I saying? Mandrill's a fun stage. Lets you fall in the pit.
It's super fun. It is a fun stage, especially at any percent. You get to show off the ice stuff in the beginning, and then switching between ice and Buster can be really cool.
Yeah, it just feels really good to go fast while plowing through all of those enemies in your path. There's a lot. It's sort of high input, right? If you're doing the optimal strats, which makes it a lot of fun. I think this is where we see our routes diverge. Tiki's gonna go to Armadillo. ThaiVega is gonna do something. What happened?
What's going on?
The extended fade out. ThaiVega's moving on to Mammoth, so they will reconvene when Tiki takes down Mammoth and ThaiVega takes down the Octopus, and they move on to the Fortress. For now, we got the diverging routes. And you see what I was talking about here with everything being frozen in the Mammoth stage. I think, what other ones are there? Eagle's plane crashes into Mandrill's power plant.
Yep.
And Octopus's ocean floods the forest in Sting Chameleon, I guess. So, it grants easy access to the heart in that stage, if you didn't know. You see Tiki jumping off this last cart in the stage. That's not just for swag, and it doesn't save time in itself, but the idea is that there's these birds that spawn in that section and generate a boatload of lag. So by either jumping up and down on the cart or jumping off it entirely like you saw Tiki do. Oh, we've got a resync going on. Okay, that was what happened earlier. But by basically jumping over the spawn triggers, you don't trigger those birds to spawn. So, mitigate a bunch of lag.
I would say of doing the, I guess, skater trick strat is, I feel like there's less in clip through the cart, but also jumping on the cart as well. As long as you do it right, there's not really a big chance of that either. It's just with the skater trick strat, you're not really on the cart quite as much.
Yeah, crashing through the cart is frustrating, but it can happen. But if you do it the same every time, it'll never happen. So. Tiki takes down that turtle very nicely again.
Gets a drop a little low, unfortunately.
Las Vegas again, but oh, okay. See, I didn't notice. Did Tiki grab the heart again?
Andrew?
The Dillo heart. Oh man, that looks like it might be a death. That's a scary freeze frame.
No, he definitely clipped that side. If not, he might kick out of it. We'll see.
Will we? I'm terrified, dude. My heart has stopped. I can't take the suspense. ThaiVega gets a pretty decent Dillo, though. He gets just the one roll. Dillo's a boss that can be pretty frustrating in attempts, but is generally fairly friendly. He can bounce around as long as he wants while he has the armor on. And you can't do any damage until he opens up and you're able to knock his armor off. At which point he can roll all he wants. You can still pound on him.
Yeah. Part of the fight where things can go awry.
Yeah.
We got Ty back going into Octopus. In a limbo between life and death.
No, dude, I can't take it any longer. Well, he's in Mammoth, so I guess he survived. Gosh, dang. Tiki's neighbor must turn on his microwave again or something. But ThaiVega taking down his second sub here. Tiki
Again, using the
conveyors. That's they can. Oh, nice. I always call them torpedoes. They're really depth charges, though. Almost always those are in your way, but if you can get through there, that's just a little extra safety going into the octo fight, as well as being faster. Depth charges, right? I always call them torpedoes, but those are like missiles that shoot horizontally through the water. Well, depth charges are dropped and,
I
and
guess that
intended to explode at a certain depth underwater, right? So.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, looks like Tiki's going to maintain a bit of a lead here. He's got Mammoth down. Well, ThaiVega is getting real close to putting Octo away here. 1951. I didn't see Tiki's kill time, but it's still
the
pretty
gap
close
here
race. Anybody's race right now.
The gap here is pretty close compared to last race.
See if Tiki can pull off the leap of faith this time. Looks like he's nailed it. That's it. Like we said, a little tricky, but with good timing, it's got a pretty big window. Yeah, that's some of Tiki's 2007, 2008, 2012 strats with no tornado through that hallway that you saw last time, Darren. Ooh, ThaiVega pulls out. I didn't think he was going to make it anyway, so I'm kind of glad he bailed on that one.
Yeah, yeah, that does make sense. You get the last hit on the missile dude at the very end.
Yeah, looks like a good executed vile skip from both players here so far. Oh, he misses the dash. Did he get it? He still gets it.
Full jumps and the little spark shot. Basically a perfect pattern because you don't really have to react to anything to get the quick skip to go off.
Yeah, Tiki with a pretty good fight. He missed one shot there. So I'm sure he's kicking himself a little bit over it, but very, very good fight nonetheless. The jump to the door in the prior room is what triggers the cutscene skip. The cutscene's supposed to play in front of that door, so by not touching the ground, you sort of get two cutscenes to play at once. It saves. God, I hate throwing out numbers because I don't know for sure, but I want to say something in the order of 12 or 15 seconds. I honestly I don't know. It's a big chunk of time.
Is that in total or just the one little scene itself?
I'm thinking in total, I don't know, dude. I shouldn't have said a number. I knew it.
I gotta scrutinize it.
Hatfield will call me out. It's all right. Tiki get a really good dance with Kawanger there all the way through the fight. ThaiVega had a little bit of trouble with his Vile fight, so he's got a little less than half health.
The thing about this little last hallway, though, is in these ceasing shots also reduces lag. If you're a little low on health, for health is there as well.
Yeah.
Tim.
Yeah, it gets through the Kawanger refight pretty cleanly. So
Yeah.
it'd be, I imagine, He farms for a little bit of health here. Yeah, he picks that one up, and that'll be probably all he needs going into the spider fight. Yeah, save somewhere between 1 and 100 seconds, I think. I can't remember, and I can't really tell if Tiki grabbed that same safety heart that he got in Armadillo last time.
Yeah, he had to have at least grabbed one. Little tick above ties.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't really tell. So yeah, as expected, he grabbed the Dillo heart, same as his last run. It's like a good fight. I didn't see very many babies on ThaiVega's side. I didn't really notice. I noticed Tiki got babies right away, but I didn't see after that. That rolling shield strat through the flamingo at the top is something I've never seen before. Usually it's either a tornado or you're sea stinging through him. Must be some of those 2012 strats Tiki was talking about.
Oh, I like it.
How many slides for Tiki? Is it at least 2 so far? Is that 3 or 4? I'm not sure. Either way, it's a pretty average penguin for Tiki. See what ThaiVega gets. See if Penguin keeps it fair, tries to balance or separate this race further. So far, so good. Come on, give me that. Ah, there's one. I was looking for that no slide. Here comes round 2. No more. 3 slides for ThaiVega. So at worst, he got the same slides as Tiki, maybe one less. And another chunk of RNG here. Eagle. How many dives? Looking pretty good for Tiki.
The race is basically one bird away from each other.
Yeah, Tiki gets no dives. Hopefully ThaiVega get the same here. He goes way up the climb here. Yeah, Tiki doesn't need any ladders. Did he go 4 for 4 on those gap jumps? That's always very nice. I didn't really talk about gap jumps, but essentially you don't have to grab a ladder if you line up perfectly. Within the ladder gap, you can jump up there and kick off the inside without having to grab the ladder, and it's a little faster because the ladder grab animation takes a while. Okay, looks like Vega's going to get 3 dives to Tiki 0, but Tiki is getting the business from Rangda here with those green eyes. Let's see if he can get the 1 cycle. I don't think Tiki's afraid of fighting 2 eyes inside, and he takes care of it very nicely.
A nice fight from Tiki there.
It looks like ThaiVega's getting a pretty similar pattern. Oh, he gets the blue, though. And another green. So he was able to take down the 1 eye. Took all 3 patterns, but he was able to get the 1 eye down before fighting the nose. Unfortunately, he misses the 1 cycle on the nose, so he is going to have to sit through the wall animation one more time. But it's just going to be 1 shot afterwards. And still hot on Tiki's heels. Tiki nails the refight skip, the Dilla skip. And surely make short work of this stupid chameleon.
Yeah.
Nice, good looking skip from ThaiVega.
That puts him in there for sure.
Yeah, there's only, you know, one happy little accident away from snatching victory. No problems in either of these refights. Mandrill for Tiki and Chameleon for ThaiVega. Here's a strat we call the fish manip coming out of the mandrill refight. If you go to the right wall, the first fish will be facing left. And so for one, he won't sort of suck you into the wall and kind of get you stuck there very briefly. But for two, you can get really close to him and unleash a charge spark, which with the help of the second fish who's facing the left and sucks you towards him, will take out 3 fishes in a row while also getting a sort of little speed boost from the second fish that is sucking you in.
Like Tiki, 1 body bonk from Octo, so his health's pretty high. I can't imagine he's gonna go for the top route here.
Yeah, it looks like Vega nails the fisherman. I don't see Tiki taking top route here. Oh, he is. He's gonna top off for 4 HP. Okay. Very surprised at that. Tiki's taking it pretty safe. Grandpa safe strats here. Not that I blame him. This stuff's pretty dangerous. You know, no armor, very low health. ThaiVega getting a bit of a pounding here from Octopus, but he should be able to pull through. More shot. And I'm sure ThaiVega will be taking that top off on the top route. Oh man, I hope his sting lasts. He's gonna wait it out. Oh, he's gonna swap off of it to get it started faster. I'm pretty sure it would have lasted, but you don't want to take a death there. I'm not even sure where the checkpoint is. I know there's one right after the mandrill refight. Tiki with a pretty chaotic looking, but pretty fast D-Rex fight there. D-Rex is another one of those bosses similar to Bow Spider, where the lower his health gets, the faster he starts to move. And if the fight sort of gets out of control a little bit, it can become pretty chaotic. In that you got the top moving around and at angles, and the bottom slamming into the walls, knocking you off. If you're trying to climb them and stuff, it gets pretty messy. So. And
he'll come in for the chomp when you least expect it.
Yeah, and the chomp dishes out, I don't know, like 8 damage, so roughly. They're saying numbers again. Oh my god.
This thing about early fight with.
Ooh, speaking of chomps, ThaiVega takes one, but he's getting the spark ball now, so he should wrap it up nicely. You can see Tiki got head dog. It doesn't really look like it since he's jumping all over the place. It looks like Tiki made it out of the dog with some pretty good amount of health here. I can't tell exactly what he's got. I don't know if he can take a lightning or not. Lightnings do 12 damage. You start the game with 16 health, so pretty much any damage in either fight is going to turn the lightnings into a one-hit kill. He did pick up that 1 heart and armadillo though, so he might be safe from a lightning strike. Hopefully we don't have to find out. ThaiVega getting beat up a little bit by the dog. Oh, and he takes a death. Oh, Tiki gets trolled by the claws. He's still alive.
It are the spikes.
It was the spike side of the claw that got him, I thought. One more hit. Oh, and Tiki wraps up with a 32-26. Very nice race time. That's going to give him the victory, and he's going to go to 1-0 within his group. ThaiVega falls to 1-1. Very nice run by Tiki. ThaiVega going round 2 with the dog here. Dog is pretty chaotic fight. Sort of jumping around all over the place and shooting stuff at you, but ThaiVega handles it nicely this time, gets out of there with full HP. He's going to shoot a tornado at Jedi, it looks like. Nope, sparks. So if you haven't already, make sure you follow both of our runners. Both really awesome dudes. If you're into K-pop, ThaiVega's your guy. And if you're into anything speed, Tiki's pretty awesome as well. He's been around for a very long time. Seasoned veteran of the speedrun community. So if you don't know him already, you better go check him out. ThaiVega handles the Jedi very nicely. And moving on to the final fight. Finish strong, my friend.
Very nice reaction on that too. Waiting out the claw just for a split second there.
Yeah, the claws can either sort of stop and block your path, or they can continue around, in which case you could just jump right on top and make sure it works. This is a very nice pattern. ThaiVega finishes up with a 34.07. Very nice. Very nice. GG's. That was an exciting set of races. I had a lot of fun casting it. I don't know about you, Darren.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was fun. I'm going to try to find out if we got time for an interview. I don't know if there's anything coming up immediately, so I'll be right back with you guys in a sec, maybe with an interview of these runners. Okay, it sounds like Tiki and Vega are both down for interviews. I haven't gotten a response from an admin yet, but I'm gonna drag Tiki in here until they cut me off. Yo, Tiki, GG, congrats on your win.
Hey, thank you.
And welcome, ThaiVega.
Yo, I lost to Tiki. Dang, man. Why? Out of everybody, why Tiki, man? What's up, y'all? My bad, I'm too loud.
Any response to that, Tiki?
Yeah.
Yeah, out of all people, why me, dude?
Right.
Should have been free. Honestly, though, you have like a 30, don't you have a 30-58, like some?
Oh yeah, I have a 30-59-59 that's offline. You know, I forgot to record, but you know.
But some of best. Yeah,
30-58. Oh yeah, some of best 30-58.
Yeah, you should be getting 31s, dude. It's gonna happen soon.
I don't even know what I'm doing, man. I don't know. We'll see.
God, I knew this was going to be an easy interview. So, Tiki, congrats on your win. ThaiVega came up a little short, but I think you guys put on a great show. I think Chad enjoyed it a lot. I know I did. It takes you to 1-0, Tiki. ThaiVega falls to 1-1, but still very much in the race to advance to brackets. What are you guys looking forward to coming up in the tournament? Any races stand out to you, or anything you're looking forward to somebody to face? Anything like that? I guess we'll start with ThaiVega.
To be honest, no idea. I just know that whenever I'm playing. All I want is the Northwest boys to be the champion. That's all I want, man.
Very nice.
All right, well said.
What do you got, Tiki? What do you got? Anything?
I mean, to be honest, I haven't spent time mapping out the route of players to play.
This gotta be mapping out. This gotta be scouting. What a cheater, dog. This gotta be cheating.
I haven't. So I picked up the game and practiced it a little bit yesterday to de-rust a little bit, but I didn't do any runs. So I guess I'm kind of just looking forward to getting back into shape a little bit. This run I got, the second run, is it's actually a little better than I thought I was gonna do today, just because I haven't put a lot of time into it yet.
I think it's just under 1 minute off your PB with that second run, right?
Yeah, and it felt incredibly sloppy. So So I don't know. I think I can like. I think what I'm looking forward to most in this tournament is maybe like being in the process of practicing for it.
Nice, very nice. Looking out for number one. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't have like I mean I think my heart lies with X2 right now, so I was really invested in that tournament. But this one is just kind of like more for fun. If I win matches, I win matches. If I don't, I don't. It's all good.
Yeah, they're all for fun, you know.
I mean, yeah, but
At the
this
same time,
one's a little bit more just like casual for me.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. So, any last thoughts before we sign off here for the night?
I wish I warmed up a bit. So, Tiki, I'll see you in losers because you ain't gonna go that far. Peace out.
Yeah, most likely I won't see you in losers.
He's gone. Andy's gone.
One of the last word. Yeah, I don't have any last thoughts though.
All right. Well,
Great.
thanks for the show. You guys put on a really good one. So I'm glad I was here to commentate.
Thanks for commentating. Thank you to our hosts for hosting.
Yeah, big shout outs to Speed Gaming, Feasel, and the crew for putting this tournament together and restreaming it all for us and stuff, allowing us a stage to perform on. It's been a lot of fun so far and will continue to be, I'm sure. So if you haven't, make sure you give these guys a follow. Check them out in their own streams. They're both excellent dudes, as I'm sure you can tell. And I guess with that, we're done here. You got anything to say, Darren?
Second that. Thanks, the Speed Gaming and everybody else for putting this on. Pretty
All
sweet
right.
tournament for sure.
All right, so I guess like we talked about, we got 3 races coming up tomorrow throughout the day. So there's plenty of Mega Man X action to come. So stay tuned. I don't know what's coming up next or later tonight or what's going on in the other channels or where we're going. But that's it from us at the Mega Man X Any Percent tournament for today. So thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Peace.